If you missed one of the last videos where we started putting together the hay wagon, definitely check that out, because we are starting to get somewhere with it. And it's starting to look like a wagon. So today's video, we have like 20 different things that we could do, but I think the best thing for us is we're gonna actually pull around the Haybine and start to kind of look over that a little bit closer and see exactly what we need to do for that. I do know a few things that it needs right offhand without even tearing into it, but we'll try and get that pulled around. I know it is in the lowered position, so that may make it a little bit difficult. Worst case scenario, I may have to go get a drawbar type hitch and raise it with the 3-point, but we'll see what happens, and we'll see if we can get it moved around to the shop area so we can hopefully start tearing into that. Well, we managed to get it pulled over here. There was a little bit of scraping underneath with, I'm assuming, the skid shoe that's under there. And they are both there. I did check that the other day. But again, this thing's stuck in the lowered position. And I didn't even bother to try and hook it into the hydraulics, because you can see the hydraulic line here is, completely... It may not leak, but all the rubber's gone. And, that's just not something I want to run. So I got to figure out how to get this out, and it runs back in there, and I didn't really tear into that too much yet, but I know some of this stuff here might be leaking the gearbox here, so we may have to do something with this. The main couple things that I know it does need for sure without tearing into everything is, the belts look like they're in pretty good shape. Whether or not they'll hold up once we start cutting, I don't know. But the chain, same thing. All this stuff has been sitting so long and been rained on, so this needs sprayed, and we'll probably spray that and let that sit a little bit. The other thing is, some spots are starting to delaminate on the rollers, like right here, for instance, is a start of one. And then there's also one down there that's about that big. So actually there's right down in there is another one, and that might be the one, I don't know. But I did see a trick, or read a trick somewhere, that you can use JB Weld and cover those areas to kind of prevent it from delaminating more than it already has. So I got JB Weld. We're probably going to try that. The third thing, so we got the hydraulic line, kind of work on the rollers a little bit, and the third thing is probably the knives. Some of these don't look really all that bad, but ultimately when you dig into it, it has been sitting for super long, and some of them, a lot of them have the serrated edges still. Some of them are a little worn, like that one down in that one right there. You can see it's kind of missing some of them. So again, they're not the worst, but they're not the best either. So it's going to come down to, I'm really scared, honestly, to hook this up to the PTO and try and run it, because it's been sitting for at least a minimum of 6 years, and it could have been longer than that. So I know we got to grease everything, we got to go over everything. There's bearings and stuff in the reels, and it's just, we're running out of time ultimately, and we need to get this stuff done. So and I couldn't even hook it up to the PTO because this doesn't even move, so we got to break that loose, and hopefully that's not an issue. And this doesn't turn. There's literally so many things that we have to do in order to get this thing ready, along with our 20 other million things and projects that we have going at the same time. So yeah, we got to clean all that dirt out of there, and that was probably from when I pulled it out. I had a very narrow window to get it out between the bank. Yeah, so that's what that's from. Shouldn't be too bad to clean that all out. Get a screwdriver in there and we'll just rip that all out of there. There's a lot of parts on this thing. This is all new. All a big learning experience for me. Yep. Interesting little fun fact here that I've learned, and I have no idea why, but like, for instance, this sticker here has English instructions and I think Spanish, and then you come down here and that is solely a different language. Same thing here, but what I found was if I peel this back, somebody put on a different language sticker over the top, and I don't know why. So I'm assuming it's the same thing here. That's so weird. There's all these different language stickers. There's another one. I managed to get it. It'd be fine if I could read Spanish, but I can't read Spanish at all. It's kind of interesting that some of these stickers were Spanish stickers. Like, they slapped it right on over the original stickers. So kind of be interesting to know the history of this thing, like where it came from, who had it. I really would like to hook this up to the PTO and try and just run it slow and see what happens. It does turn. Everything does turn when you turn the PTO the PTO by hand. So, but I need to get it unstuck because it won't even reach the tractor at this point. This is all froze fast up here. Little WD-40, and I'm surprised it actually worked that well. But we got this turning loose here, and we also got this moving back and forth. So we can hook it to the tractor right now, but I think we need to check and make sure some of this other stuff is good. This belt looks fine. Obviously some of this stuff we could grease, but it actually looks okay. I think we should be okay to run it for like 10 seconds. I'm not exactly sure how to get all this apart to where I can get access to the hydraulic line in there. So I'm gonna think about that a little bit more. In the process, I think we're gonna back the tractor up and we're just gonna see, if this thing will run. Kind of sketched because I don't really know what to expect. Well, that's a huge plus. At first, I wasn't quite sure because it was kind of dogging the tractor down and it wasn't turning anything. Now, I knew it did turn because I could move it by hand with the PTO shaft, but it felt hard and it threw out a lot of junk. So there was a bunch of crap in there, but I think now it's got it broke loose and everything turned and it actually sounded smooth. I didn't hear anything like crazy or banging or cracking or anything like that. So that's a huge plus. We got everything loosened here. I may end up getting a different end because this one's, I don't know, we'll see what happens, but that's a huge plus. So I still got to change the hydraulic line because it's just kind of junk. So I definitely need to do that and grease over, you know, look over everything, grease the fittings, probably do something with the gearbox because that's been sitting for obviously 6 years, so that needs addressed. And I need to get a manual for this. Either way, that's gonna do it for today's video. We didn't get a whole lot accomplished, but at the same time we kind of did. So that's gonna do it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And there's gonna be more coming on this, but we kind of got to figure out how everything goes. And there's gonna be more coming on the hay wagon. There's definitely tons more content coming. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.